We all grew up with it, right? That simple phrase,
Yeah.
an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
It's almost gospel,
Yeah,
a symbol of pure health.
it is.
But what if that same piece of fruit, which is, an absolute nutritional powerhouse,
Mm.
could actually be bad for you if you have a certain health condition?
Well, that paradox is exactly what we're here to unpack today. We're doing a deep dive into the humble malus domestica to get past the general knowledge.
Okay.
The benefits are, of course, profound, but we have to look at the rules of consumption, and that's what we're going to do. We're balancing these superstar components like pectin and quercetin against some very real risks, especially when it comes to blood sugar or digestive issues like IBS and reflux.
So our mission today is to give you some actual personalized guidance.
Yeah.
You're not just going to walk away thinking, oh, apples are healthy. You'll know which apple, when to eat it,
Yeah.
and maybe for whom certain types should be avoided. It's like finding the user manual for this fruit.
Exactly. It's about turning that general advice into specific, actionable knowledge for your body.
All right, so let's get into it. We all assume the apple is healthy, but what's actually inside it? What's making it so potent beyond just, vitamins and a nice crunch?
Let's start with the basics, the foundation. For every 100 grams, you're looking at something that's incredibly low calorie, only about 52 kilocal.
That's nothing.
It's very little. It has about 13 to 14 grams of carbs, and of that, around 10 grams is natural sugar. But the real story, the most important part, is the fiber, specifically a unique fiber called pectin.
Pectin, I think of that with, making jam.
That's what most people think of. But in an apple, you get about 2.4 grams per 100 grams.
And what is that 2.4 grams actually doing inside your body? The sources say it regulates the bowels, but how?
So pectin is what we call a soluble fiber. It dissolves in water and creates this gel-like substance in your digestive tract.
Okay.
That gel basically slows everything down, digestion, nutrient absorption, and that's the key. It helps with bowel regularity and also makes you feel full. It's like a traffic cop for your gut.
A traffic cop for your gut. I like that.
Oh.
So, beyond the fiber, what else are we getting in that low-calorie package?
You're getting a good amount of vitamin C, some potassium, and lower levels of vitamins A, E, and K. But here is the most critical piece of information from our sources, and it's something I think a lot of people just miss.
Okay.
The most valuable part of the apple is, without a doubt, the peel.
The peel. See, that goes against everything we're told about washing off pesticides and, the wax and all that. If the best part is on the outside, is it worth the risk?
That is the apple paradox we're diving into. The peel is the MVP. It's where the vast majority of the apple's polyphenols and flavonoids are. These are the powerful bioactive components that really drive the health benefits.
Okay, so let's break those down. The bionutrients. Pectin handles the gut. What about these other compounds?
Right, so you have quercetin, which is an incredibly powerful antioxidant, and then the polyphenols in general. They work together to basically scavenge free radicals and reduce cellular damage all through your body.
And what about catechins? That's a word I hear a lot with green tea, but not so much with apples.
They're in there, and they are key for cardiovascular protection. When you look at all these components together, you realize you're not just eating fiber and sugar, you're eating a highly concentrated package of cellular and vascular support.
This is where it gets really interesting for me, connecting those components to what actually happens in our bodies. Let's start with the heart. That's what most people worry about.
The benefits for heart health are pretty substantial, and the science is clear. The catechins and polyphenols, they actively work to lower LDL.
The bad cholesterol.
The bad cholesterol, exactly. And what's more, these compounds have been shown to reduce arteriosclerosis. That's the hardening and narrowing of the arteries. It's a natural way to build long-term cardiovascular resilience.
So it's literally preventing plaque from building up. That's incredible. And the sources also mention something about the brain.
Absolutely. The same high antioxidant load that's protecting your heart is also protecting your brain against neurodegenerative diseases.
Yeah.
There's a real link between apple consumption and supporting memory and cognitive function. It's food for thought, literally.
Okay, so major systems covered. What about just our day-to-day well-being?
Well, that antioxidant load helps bolster your immune system, which gives you better resistance against infections. And then there's weight control. For anyone on a diet, apples are indispensable.
Because they make you feel full.
Yes, that pectin-driven satiety, combined with being low-calorie, makes them a strategic tool for any successful diet plan.
And I have to mention the simple feeling of having a clean mouth after you eat one. It's a small thing, but it's noticeable.
It is, and it's a real effect. The firm texture and the chewing action, it increases saliva secretion that acts as a gentle, natural cleaning process. It makes the whole apple a very holistic food.
This all sounds amazing, but you said at the start, this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation, so the type of apple I choose really matters, doesn't it?
It matters immensely. This is a critical point. We can basically group apples by their flavor, and that flavor directly links to their sugar content and who they're best for.
Okay, let's start with the tart one, the green apple.
Right, the green apple like a Granny Smith. It's sour sweet, but the crucial part is that it has a significantly lower sugar content. Its glycemic index is lower than the red varieties.
And that lower sugar is a complete game changer for anyone managing their blood glucose.
Exactly. The green apple is by far more suitable for diabetic patients. Then you've got the red apple, like a Red Delicious or a Starking.
The classic lunchbox apple.
The classic. They're much sweeter, but they also have the highest concentration of antioxidants, especially in that flavonoid-rich peel you mentioned.
So if my main goal is just maximizing those cellular defenders, the red varieties are the heavy hitters. What about yellow apples?
The yellow apple, like a Golden Delicious, is kind of in the middle for sweetness. But its real selling point is its texture. It's known for being very easy to digest.
Ah, so that makes it better for sweeting.
For children or for the elderly, anyone who might need something a bit gentler on their system.
And we should probably make a quick distinction. The apples we buy to eat are very different from the ones used for, say, apple juice.
A vital distinction, yes. The table apples we eat fresh are grown for flavor and texture. Industrial apples used for juice, puree, or vinegar are often more acidic. More importantly, the heat treatment used in processing destroys a lot of the vitamins, especially vitamin C.
So fresh is always better.
Vastly superior. If you must have a processed product, look for one with no additives, but nothing beats the whole fruit.
Okay, so we've laid out all this incredible potential. Now let's get to the paradox. We have to talk about how a food this healthy can actually be harmful for some people. What are the general pitfalls?
This brings us to the question of too much of a good thing. Because apples are so fibrous, overconsumption, we're talking several large apples a day, can overwhelm your digestive system.
What does that look like?
It looks like gas, significant bloating, sometimes even diarrhea. It's basically a fermentation overload in your gut.
And we have to come back to the pesticide issue, since you're so adamant about eating the peel.
We do. It's the core of the problem. The most nutritious part, the peel, is also the part most exposed to chemicals. So the recommendation has to be absolute. Wash your apples meticulously. If you can, choosing organic is the easiest way to solve this problem.
And then there's the big mistake millions of us make. Swapping the apple for apple juice. Why is that such a bad trade?
It's a huge biological mistake. When you juice an apple, you strip out all the fiber, all that wonderful pectin is gone.
So the sugar hits you faster.
Instantly. Without the fiber to slow it down, the sugar floods your bloodstream. You get a sharp spike in blood sugar, which completely undermines the whole point of eating the fruit in the first place.
Okay, let's get very specific now. Which groups of people really need to be careful with their apple habit?
This is where we apply all this knowledge. First up, diabetics. They absolutely must limit the sweet apple varieties.
Red ones.
Yes. The solution for them is to shift their preference entirely to the green apple varieties. That lower sugar profile is crucial for managing their blood glucose.
So the advice isn't no apples, it's choose a Granny Smith over a Red Delicious. That's a simple, powerful switch.
Precisely. Next, people with IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. For this group, it's about quantity. Excessive consumption is a huge trigger. The fermentable carbs in apples can cause severe bloating and pain.
So it's not an allergy, it's an intolerance.
It's an intolerance issue. The fiber just overwhelms an already sensitive gut. Moderation is everything, and it has to be tuned to your personal tolerance.
And finally, a super common one, reflux, or GERD. An apple feels like such a gentle food, but it can be a problem.
It can be a huge problem, but it's all about the timing. For reflux patients, the rule is do not eat apples on an empty stomach.
Why is that?
The acidity, combined with the fiber, can sometimes trigger an increase in stomach acid, which makes the reflux and heartburn so much worse. If you have reflux, have your apple with a meal, not as a standalone snack first thing in the morning.
So this all boils down to a pretty clear set of rules for healthy consumption.
It does. Based on the sources, we can give you 4 simple rules. 1, always eat the peel for the nutrients. 2, wash it thoroughly or go organic. 3, avoid eating it on an empty stomach if you have reflux. And 4, always, always choose the whole fruit over the juice.
So what's the big takeaway here? We started with a phrase we learned as kids and ended up with a really sophisticated guide. It seems the apple truly is a miraculous food, but its benefits are conditional.
They are. The effect it has, positive or negative, depends entirely on three things: the type of apple, the quantity you eat, and most importantly, your own individual health status.
Right.
So we can say with confidence that the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, is only true if it's the right apple for the right person in the right amount. It really demands that you know the difference between green, red, and yellow, and that you listen to your own body.
It's a fascinating choice this knowledge gives you, isn't it? Knowing that a Red Delicious offers the highest antioxidant load for long-term prevention, while a Granny Smith is far better for managing blood sugar right now, it forces you to ask, am I prioritizing future prevention or managing a present condition? That's the real choice this deep dive puts in your hands.